Good morning. So I will be sharing my slide for TFN. Okay. For today, we will be talking about the structure of nursing knowledge and the meta paradigms in nursing, namely your person, health, environment in nursing, what is philosophy, what are conceptual models, theories, and middle range theories. When we say the meta paradigm in theory construction or in a concept analysis, you must be able to define the four meta paradigms so that the reader would be guided on the focus of the study. Okay, so you have to define first what is a concept. So we have discussed before what is an abstract concept. An abstract concept or a concrete concept. Pag sinabi natin abstract, hindi natin nakikita. Pag sinabi natin concrete, nakikita natin. Okay? When we say empirical concept, if there is a term that is empirical or tangible, it must be observed. Nakikita mo. Like, for example, tangible concepts, you would say war. That is a tangible concept. Nakikita natin siya. So, hindi natin siya kailangang explain. Unlike abstract concepts that we have to understand really. Okay. Hinahap-hap natin yung meaning ng abstract concept. So, mahirap talaga silang intindihin. So, in TFN, talagang ang nakakaintindi lang talaga nun, yung talagang nakaka-fully understood nun, is the person who made the theory or the theories. Pag sinabi natin meta paradigm, these are overarching concepts and relationships that define the core focus of a discipline. Okay, so we will understand or comprehend more the phenomena that is being discussed in the theory. First meta paradigm is the person. So these are the individuals or the individual human beings. Firstly, our patients who are the recipient of nursing care, and we consider their physical, emotional, psychological, and social aspects um, when we provide care for them. But there are other theories right now that includes the nurse as the person or the subject of the theory. So it depends on what the theory is all about or what the theory is being prescribed to, kung para sa nurse ba yan or para sa pasyente. The meta paradigm recognizes the unique needs and preferences and experiences of every person. When we say we have to recognize the unique needs, we have to understand that each person is unique. Okay, kung favorite color mo ang blue, kung siyang pilitin na blue din yung favorite color niya. Pag sinabi mo gusto mo ng spaghetti, hindi pwede sabihin mo gusto rin niya ng spaghetti. So, because we have unique needs and we are unique, okay? Talagang iba tayo sa ibang tao. And again, we have your preferences, okay? Every person have different preferences. Kung yun yung sabi ko sa inyo kanina, kung gusto niyo ng blue, gusto mo ng black, so magkaiba talaga yun. And experiences per se, because the most important thing that shapes us is or are our experiences. Yung taong kaharap mo ngayon, katabi mo ngayon, is a product of his or her own experiences. Okay? So may mga bad, may mga good, may mga exciting. It depends on how those experiences blends in the person. It could be the family. So nursing acknowledges the importance of family dynamics. The family kasi in nursing, that is treating the person should always include the family because they act as the support system of the patient. And of course, there are a lot of circumstances wherein the family or the family member takes good care of the patient. Okay, it helps the nurse, of course, in delivering quality care to patients. Of course, communities. What makes nursing difficult is we are not only after the person, we are not only treating the family, but also we are keeping in mind the health and well-being of the community. Um, because the social and cultural and environmental factors in the community impacts the health outcomes of patients. Malaking factor yun. Okay? Kung saan siya lumaki, ano yung nasa paligid niya, sino yung mga kausap niya, it could affect already the well-being of the person or the health outcomes of the person. They work to promote health and prevent illness at both the individual and community levels. They could also be of help to us, nurses, para mapagaling yung pasyente, para mapabilis yung kanyang rehabilitation or recovery. Other groups, okay, the person or could be other groups, like for example, support organizations, and other members of the population. So the nurse consider the unique needs and challenges faced by these groups and tailor their care approaches accordingly. So before we care for a patient, and as we care for the patient, we have to understand again where the person is coming from, or from where the person is, and who are the person around that client, para maintindihan natin kung bakit um, ganun yung pagkatao niya. Number two meta paradigm is health. So there could be a lot of definition of health that you see in the web. But this one, when you make a theory or when you do a concept analysis towards theory construction, you should be defining health on how health is being used or utilized in your theory. So it will be a definition coming from you as the theorist. Okay? Human processes of living and dying, this is health, and it emphasizes the natural and inevitable aspect of human existence. When we say natural, inevitable, it just occurs, okay? We could not go away from it. Like, for example, dying. Kahit anong kainin natin, kahit ano pa tayo, we will all die. So that coincides with health, okay? This perspective on health as encompassing the processes of living and dying underscores the importance of a holistic patient care or patient-centered approach to nursing care. It also acknowledges the dynamic nature of health and the need to address physical, psychological, spiritual well-being in the context of human experience. Okay? Sinasabi lang dito that yung care natin that dapat sa pasyente is holistic. When we say holistic, we are taking into account the physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual well-being of the client in the wholeness of the human experience. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, gagamutin ko lang yung sugat. Well, in fact, tagilid yung mental health ng pasyente. So that is a no-no. Kailangan pag-alis ng pasyente sa hospital, okay, mabuti yung kanyang isip, yung kanyang kalagayan in all aspects. So that is what we call as holistic care. Number three of the meta paradigm is the environment. Human beings, significant others, and physical surroundings as well, the local, regional, national, and worldwide cultural, social, political, and economic conditions are associated with the human being's health. So, environment, lahat ng nakapaligid sa pasyente. May it be the physical, okay, yung door, yung puno, yung bahay, or the people living with the patient, or the politicians, of course, the cultures na pinapractice ng mga tao, okay? And economic conditions, environment, lahat yun, lahat ng nakapaligid sa'yo, okay? All the things that you see and experience considers or are considered to be a part of your environment. And D, nursing. Okay, there are a lot of definitions of nursing that you could see, but in your theory construction, again, you have to have a very definite definition, or a very a specific definition of nursing that is being forwarded in your theory. So nursing are the actions taken by nurses on behalf or in conjunction with human beings, and the goals or outcomes of nursing actions in the process, which encompasses activities that are referred to assessment, diagnosis, planning, intervention, and evaluation. Everything that we do to our patient is a part of nursing. Okay, so in our theory, we should be defining nursing. So to us, to how, right, to how nursing is being utilized in our theory. Philosophy set forth the general meaning of nursing and nursing phenomena through reasoning and logical presentation. So these are broad that could address general ideas. Actually, philosophies are here to make the theory more specific, or so we could understand what is the theory all about. Okay? It contributes to the discipline by providing direction, clarifying values, and informing a foundation for theory development. Yes, it's a foundation for theory development, because when you are making a theory, what they would ask you what philosophy guides could be postmodernism, positivism, okay? Madami tayong philosophy na ginagamit. Okay? Conceptual models or concept models. Conceptual models are composed of abstract and general concepts and propositions. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabing ting conceptual models, concept mo pa lang yun na model. So hindi pa siya tested, kumbaga. Ayun yung naiisip mo, okay? Na representation ng theory mo. Pero unless it is tested, hindi natin ma-prove na yung conceptual model or conceptual framework could become a theoretical framework later on. So, pag gumawa ka ng theory, hindi pa siya na-prove by research, wala pa, hindi pa siya na-utilize, it could be called as a conceptual model. Theory. Okay, so we have discussed this in our previous lessons. It is the conceptualization that is articulated, okay, for the purpose of describing, explaining, predicting, and prescribing nursing care. So, the primary distinction between a conceptual model and a theory is the level of abstraction. Of course, the level of abstraction kasi yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na intangible, okay? Hindi siya nakikita, hindi siya readily na o-observe. Yung theory kasi more specific lang siya. Okay? Yung concept itself kasi the conceptual framework or the conceptual model could be a part of theory. Okay? And then later on, it could be approved na pwede siyang maging theoretical framework. Ay, pag sinabi kasi natin theoretical framework, something that is utilized or proven, okay siya, effective siya, nagagamit siya. So, theory, again, if yung iniisip natin para sa isang bagay. For example, nakita mo yung mangga, pero ang theory mo yung mangga, hindi siya mangga talaga, santol siya. So, theory, again, is conceptualization. Naiisip mo siya na pinapatunayan mo na yung naiisip mo tama. But then again, theory is not carved in a stone. It could be deconstructed. Okay, it could be proved na wrong. And another theory could arise from your theory also. So wala tayong final na theory. Pag sinabi naman natin middle range theories, ito yung mga kaya natin gawin. Okay? It could be tested by research. Makikita mo dito yung concepts, propositions, assumptions, the scope and focus, the applicability, the empirical validation, or the empirical reference. It could be a part of the empirical validation and the clinical relevance of the theory. So middle range theories, siya yung brand, middle range tapos practice-based. Si middle range kasi, pwede siyang ma-test ng research. Okay? Kung applicable ba siya or totoo na yung theory mo is occurring. Okay? Okay. So what are concepts? Again, sinasabi natin, again, concepts are, it could be something in your mind that is always bumabagabag sa'yo na gusto mong pag-aralan because you could not understand the concept. Like, for example, pain. Diba? Yung pain kasi iba-iba yung perception natin eh. Pag sinabi natin pain, meron yung iba, ang alam nila, physical. Yung iba, emotional. So, concept, yun yung mga words, okay, na nandun sa utak mo na kailangan mong intindihin pa. Love per se is a concept na hindi natin naiintindihan and it is considered an abstract concept. Okay? Ayan. So we have here propositions. Propositions will articulate the connections and interactions between the different aspects of the theory. So it will help you understand the concept more. For example, a proposition might state that effective pain management strategies lead to improved patient satisfaction. So that is a proposition. So pag sinasabi natin proposition, dinidescribe nila yung relationship between concepts for us to understand the concept. Okay. Assumptions, assuming, from the word itself, assuming. Pag sinabi natin middle range kasi, meron tayong assumptions na pag itong theory na ginamit natin, these things could happen. So those are assumptions, okay? That could give you a new perspective of what the theory is all about, of what the concept is all about, and gives a direction to the theory. So, for example, pag sinabi mo na, pag minahal mo, mas matatahimik siya, that is an assumption. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng minamahal natatahimik. Okay. So assumption, assume. Scope and focus, middle range theories have or focus in a particular context. It should be a well-defined particular context or a phenomenon. Talagang it is used to address a specific phenomena. Ibig sabihin, very specific siya kung ano talaga yung gusto niya. Like, for example, perseverance, the backbone of nursing. Okay? That is one of my theories before. Perseverance, the backbone of nursing. Focus talaga siya na yung perseverance, backbone siya ng nursing, na kailangan siya ng nurse to give optimum care to clients. Okay? Applicability. Okay? So you have to prove to the world that your theory could be utilized. Okay? That could guide in nursing interventions. It could be a contribution or a contributor to or a contribution to research studies or policy development or policy recommendations within a specific domain. So for the perseverance backbone of nursing, makikita natin doon na pwede mo siyang for policy recommendation na every nurse must be perseverant para at least mabigay natin yung best natin sa client. Okay? Even though the world is or the scenario is becoming chaotic and toxic, okay? May abilidad tayo na ayusin yun. So that's the applicability of the theory. Kasi Kaya nga tayo gumagawa ng theory to guide practice, okay? For policy recommendation, for policy development, for the improvement of nursing interventions, for the enrichment of research studies, okay? Empirical validation. Kasi si middle range of theory, hindi pwedeng hindi siya mapapatunayan, kailangan mapatunayan natin. So, test natin siya. Pag na-test natin siya, i-refine natin, baguhin natin for the better, and then validate through research studies if it's applicable or yung transferability niya ba, okay, is malawak. And then allowing them to evolve and improve over time. So, middle range of theories could be deconstructed and reconstructed. Okay? Kaya nga sinabi natin from the start of the lecture, okay, that no theory is final. So because of empirical validation, pag nakita natin na, oo nga pala, hindi ito yung kailangan ng doctor. So medyo magmo-modify ka doon sa ginawa mong theory for it to become usable or valuable in the nursing profession. Okay, so clinical relevance, ayan. It should, middle range of theory should guide practice. Yun yung sinasabi ko. It should be clinically relevant. It should help clients to get well. It should help us in improving our decision making. It should enhance the outcomes of clients, not only the client care, but of course, enhance you as a nurse, okay? Your knowledge, your skills, okay? Kailangan may bibigay siya sa clinical relevance kasi hindi pwedeng wala tayong practical aim, wala siyang silbi, wala siyang justification, wala siyang rason kung bakit natin ginagawa. Dapat laging meron, okay? So that is all about your middle range of theories, your four meta paradigms. So yung kakalimutan, ano yung sabi ko? We have four meta paradigms in nursing. We have the person, the health, the environment, and nursing, right? So, pag sinabi natin yung four meta paradigms, hindi pwedeng hindi mo yan ma-define when you make a theory. Again, so you have your nursing, your person, you have your environment, and you have your health. Again, the four meta paradigms in nursing must be defined on how your theory will be utilizing so that we could give a perfect lens to the viewer, okay, or to the reader kung ano yung theory natin. So, yung middle range of theories, kasi meron tayong classification. We have the grand, we have the middle range, and we have the practice phase, okay? Pag sinabi natin grand theories, they are known to be highly abstract. Yung abstraction niya talaga, hindi talaga naiintindihan yan ng reader. Ang talagang nakakaintindi talaga. If the reader will have an idea of what is that level of abstraction, okay? Ang talagang nakakaintindi niyan is yung theories. Yun yung sinabi ng libro natin. Middle range, kayang-kaya mong gawin. It could be tested by research, it could be proven, it could be refined, it could be deconstructed, it could be reconstructed. So that is a middle range of theory. So let us not forget that assumptions and propositions are part of a middle range of theory. And we could not make a theory if we will not make a concept analysis first. Again, what are concepts? It could be abstract or it could be a concrete or empirical or tangible. Abstract, intangible, not observed, not measured, concrete, tangible, empirical, nakikita natin, okay? Na-observe natin. So, again, concept analysis. For concepts must be understood before you can make a theory. Kailangan gumawa muna tayo ng concept analysis because we, before we could forward to theory construction. So what are conceptual models? Again, conceptualization, kung ano lang talaga yung nakikita mo na mangyayari. Theoretical framework na siya, pag nagamit na siya, pag na-prove na siya, that is it's applicable, it is valuable, na it really happened. Okay? So I hope you understand. Ang takeaway lang, maintindihan mo na ngayon yung core meta paradigms, okay na tayo doon. Maintindihan mo na lang kung ano yung concept, maintindihan mo kung ano yung grand theories, middle range of theories, and practice-based. Yung practice-based, pinakamababa yun. Actually, hindi siya masyadong ginagamit kasi mababa lang yung ambag niya, okay? Unlike middle range talaga na very specific siya kung ano yung isosolve niyang problema or ano yung gusto niyang may dagdag sa policy recommendation purposes. And then, of course, again, wag niyong kakalimutan na you have to make a concept analysis before your reconstruction. And that would be all for today. I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you so much.